Hello and welcome to the Fans Boxing Podcast, the podcast that asks the questions you want to hear. Hello, I'd like to welcome to our very special show this week. We have the unbeaten 17-0 Norwich's very own light welterweight Nathan Dale. How are you today, Nathan?
Yeah, I'm very well, thank you. Yes, everything's all good with me.
Alright, cheers mate. As everyone knows, Nathan's coming off the back of a hell of a year through injury. Before we get stuck into that too much, I'd like you to take us back to the early days, please, Nathan, where it all started for you in boxing.
I started boxing when I was about 9 years old now. I mean, I just started to lose a little bit of weight and stuff, and to be fair, I never looked back from it. I mean, it was just one of them things. I got the bug. Yeah,
that young age, did it come naturally to you?
It was a hard one because it was like the confidence, that sort of stuff. Obviously, I was a little bit overweight. I didn't really know what to think of it anyway. Like after a couple of weeks, it was just one of them things where I thought it was just I just got it. I think that didn't just fall into place for me, but I picked it up reasonably quick.
Yeah, it's great to hear. Did you say who was your coach back then and which gym?
I first started. I've been up through a lot of gyms. I've been with the amateur days. I mean, I started at the lads club when it was at Lakenham Tennis Centre with my uncle. My uncle, it was my first trainer who really worked me hard because obviously he knew how hard the game was.
Yeah. How long were you training before your first bout, Nathan?
Well, like I said, I started when I was 9, and in the amateur days, you can't have your first fight until you're 11.
Yeah.
So I think I was about a year and a half. I was like thinking that I'm going to be fighting the first 3 or 4 months. I wasn't really thinking I'm actually in it to fight. But like I said, I got to grips with the game and that, and I had a little bit of a knack to it. So, like I say, that was a year and a half, and I had my first fight.
Yeah, how was the pressure going into that first fight? Was that home or away?
Oh, that was away. I mean, in my whole career, I had 60 fights as an amateur, and I boxed in Norwich twice.
Bloody hell.
Yeah.
Was there any reason why you were always on the road?
Just the way it was. I mean, because when I was in the amateur game, I was with the Walsh brothers.
Yeah. And
obviously, they never fought in Norwich either. So I was lucky enough to go on the shows with them boys and learn with them and train with them and be on not the bigger shows, but the big London shows as such. So it's a daunting place to be when you're 12, 13 years old and you're in these big hotels and with people who don't even know me.
Yeah. So how was the pressure going into that first bout as a schoolboy?
I can't remember. Like I say, it was. I don't know. It was as a kid, you don't have them sort of fears as a kid. You just want to get in there and just treat it as a bit of fun. I never obviously I wanted to win, but I didn't. There was no the pressure thinking I've got to win. There was nothing like that. Just at that point in time in my career, in my boxing, it was a hobby. It was what it was.
Yeah. Just say, what was your much success over the amateur career?
Yeah, I mean, it was alright. It wasn't too bad. I mean, I was more successful as a junior. I won the Golden Gloves, 4 Nations, the Golden Belt, and all them got to the finals, the NYCPs, semi-finals of the Junior ABAs, that sort of stuff. Then turned 17, turned 18, then I come away from boxing for about a year and a half.
Yeah, why was that, Nathan?
It was just like what normal 18-year-old boys do.
Yeah.
I was finding myself what I wanted to do for the rest of the boxing, if I wanted to carry it on, or did I want to pursue something else?
Yeah, true, fair enough, mate. What was the highlight of that amateur career then?
I mean, I boxed some good lads in the amateur days. I mean, some who are pro now, who are really putting some force onto the pro game. Obviously, I'll have to say the Golden Gloves, the schoolboy championships. I mean, no one hasn't won that since Charlie Mudd 36 years ago. From then, so I think now no one's won it for about 41 years, 40 something years now. So that's a nice achievement for me.
Yeah, massive achievement, mate. Yeah, we asked a lot of these boxers this question. Do you think anything held you back as an amateur?
It's difficult. I mean, because in the amateurs, I mean, because we're from Norwich.
Yeah.
And it's hard to compete with the boys from Liverpool, London, the Birmingham lads, because they've got so many. They've got so much access to other gyms where they can learn and thrive with other people. And like say, Norwich is a difficult place to get to or get out of. I mean, people don't like to travel here.
Yeah, we come across that a lot, mate. Let's say obviously you turned pro. What was the decision to turn pro so young? Because wasn't the Olympic dream anything to keep you in the amateurs?
Like I said, when I was 18, I come out of the boxing. I won't take it. That was not in my sights. Thinking, right, let's be a boxer for that. When I was turned 18, I thought, nah, it's not me. But then I had a little boy when I was 19, and I thought I've got to get my act together. Let's see what happened. And I saw Graham Everett, told him what's happening with myself. I trained with him for a month and a half, and we spoke about it. And then we signed a contract, say what we want to do. And then I think it was 6 months later after the contract, I had my first pro fight.
Yeah, we heard off Sam that Graham's a bit of a strict coach. What's your opinions on Graham Everett as a coach?
Oh, it's brilliant. I mean,
yeah.
He is 100% boxing, and I mean, with Graham, I mean, if you've got a problem, you can go to him. If there's any issues, you can go to Graham. There's no, he don't think any less of you, any more of you. He is boxing man. He wants the best. He wants champions.
Yeah, and he's certainly got a few of them.
Oh, that's it. I mean, we're getting there now.
Yep. And say same thing as your amateur days. Your pro debut was away on the road again at Mayfair, London.
Yeah.
How'd that come about, Nath?
Yeah, that was brilliant. That was a scary moment. I mean, that was like, I didn't know if I could do it, because like I say, no head. That was the first time I boxed without a head guard, tiny gloves, no vest. I mean, it was a big thing for me, because like I say, from the amateur days to go from this, I mean, it was a like I say, it was a good experience. I got a knockout victory, but it was a scary one.
Yeah, I was going to say, how does it affect you getting victories like that, the knockout victory?
Well, everyone loves a knockout. I mean, that's just one of them things. If you don't look for them, they come.
Yeah.
But I mean, for your first one, you want to make a big stamp and think, oh, I'll remember him. So I'm glad that was a little bit of pressure on there, but I'm glad I come through it with a knockout victory.
Yeah, to say, is it less pressure fighting away on your debut instead of like fighting at home?
Well, as an amateur to a pro, I never boxed in my hometown anyway. I only had 2 fights. It was really nothing. It was just different. I mean, fighting in Norwich is brilliant. As a pro, I've got great supporters behind me who come to every fight, and that's brilliant. So obviously I've got to perform, because they're putting their hard-earned money to watch me fight. I mean, that's hard out there for everyone though, to spend 35 upwards for a ticket, and so my goal is to repay them and make them have a great night. Yeah,
great words. So next couple of fights you were on the road again, and a couple of journeymen. What do you learn them kind of fights against negative fighters like that?
I think I boxed Danny Donchev in my second fight, and I think he's actually fighting tonight.
He is indeed, yeah.
And he was the most awkwardest fighter I've ever come across. I've never met anyone to run so much. But like I say, he's there to do a job, and he gave me the rounds, because like I say, my first fight was a knockout, and the next fight I went the distance. So it was another experience there. I mean, but he was very negative, and that, like I say, I couldn't put a show on for my fans who travelled. I think that was Peterborough. I mean, and
yeah, it was.
Like I say, that wasn't a great show. I was a little bit disappointed in myself, but he didn't want to come and fight me. Oh
yeah, but he made up for it the next fight against Carl Winters, I think it was, and I really enjoyed that knockout. It was a great knockout on the night. Can you talk us through that, please, Nath?
Yeah, it was a good one. I enjoyed that. I felt really good that day. That was one of them things where everything just went well throughout the training to the weigh-in to everything just went well on that day, and I felt like I was gonna perform and get a good result that day, and gladly I did. That was nice.
Yeah, it was a fantastic knockout. We'll put that knockout in the comments later. And then after that, we came back for your first show at the Norfolk Showground. And can you just talk us through coming back to Norwich?
Yeah, I mean, like I say, first fight back in Norwich probably since I was 15. I mean, so there was a little bit of pressure, obviously pressure of getting the ticket sales, getting everything, just getting my name out there again. I mean, like I say, I was on the back burner a little bit because, like I say, I was always travelling away as an amateur and my first few pro fights, so it was hard to get people to think, oh, let's go watch him, let's see what Nave's like now. So that was a difficult one to get everything all in place in such a short period of time. Yeah,
because you shared the card with the Walshes on the night, and that was a great card. I was there. It was a great card and a great night that was, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, like I say, the Walshes, they're brilliant boxers. I've known them since I was 11 years old, travelling the country with them and that as an amateurs. And yeah, I mean, to be on their undercard, it was brilliant. It was a great experience.
Yeah, and then we had another fight away, as we say, and then we back at the Norfolk Showground again, and you took the O of Sammy McSpedden, I think it was.
Yes. Yeah,
was that a good fight that was the night, wasn't it?
That was, yeah. I mean, I think that was a knockout. I think that was a stoppage as well.
Yeah, it was a stoppage, yeah.
Like I say, he was a light middleweight as well. I mean, I'm a light welterweight, and I'd come up a little bit of weight to obviously get the fight. I mean, he was 3-0, and I think I was 4-0 or something like that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And like I say, there was a little bit of pressure there because that like I say, that O's got to go. That saying they have, but yeah. I buzzed off that fight. It was a brilliant atmosphere. Sold some good tickets, and I think everyone enjoyed the finish.
Yep. And then back of the row one more time, and then it was down for the fight in the another awkward opponent in William Warburton.
Oh yeah, he's a character. Yeah.
Yes.
I'd say he's probably one of the best journeymen in British boxing right now. The guy can do the range. He can fiddle his wins as well.
Yeah.
He's a nightmare. I can't say it. He's just a nightmare.
Because after obviously he fighting you, he went on to take some O's, didn't he? Some really important O's, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, like I say, he can really fiddle out a win. I mean, he like I say, his record is what it is, but he's a lot better than his record, and the guy is fit as a fiddle.
Was there any reason why you went straight in with him again?
Oh, was that for the Masters title?
Yeah.
We had a guy from Wales, and something happened 3 days before the fight, and we had to fight. We asked Warburton if he'd come down again, so we fought him for the welterweight title, the British Masters, and the weights, like I say, because obviously he had not much notice. So I weighed in at 10.6. He come in at 10.11 a day before weigh-in, so there was a little bit of weight advantage there. But as pro boxing, what can I do? I mean, I want obviously put a fight on for my fans and my supporters and my family. I had to take that sacrifice there with the weight. Yeah, and
like I say, it's two good wins over a good opponent.
Yeah, I mean, I think a couple of fights after me, he went and took an O off
Georgie Keane, was it?
George Keane, yes.
Yeah.
And I mean, he was touted to be one of the rising stars. So that's good for me. I mean, I'm happy about that.
Yeah, and then obviously after them two fights, he went in with Michael Dufek for the other title.
Yes, but that was that the International Masters title thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that was an awkward one again. We were supposed to have another opponent. We got him, I think, 2 weeks beforehand. But like you say, we was working on a taller opponent. But then we get Michael Dufek, who is, I don't know, 5'2", a short, stocky, little powerhouse as such.
Yeah.
I mean, there was that threw me off a little bit, but it was one of them things. Like I say, it's pro boxing. We've got to make do, and if that happens, it happens.
Yeah, because I was there for that fight that night, and that was you really adapted well, and yeah, I enjoyed that fight, and the crowd were buzzing that night, weren't they?
Yeah, like I say, that was a big night with Leon McKenzie there, and me being the main event of that sort of card was brilliant for me. I mean, I couldn't ask for anything better. Yeah,
and then after that, he went in with the unbeaten Ryan Hardy, and I was there again, and he was showboating a bit on the night, weren't he, in the ring?
Yeah, Ryan, he's a nice guy. We still chat now, occasionally, and that. Yeah, he come with a game plan. I mean, fair play to him. Sometimes it worked at some points, but then I got my head together and thought, let's get to the boxing, and we'll work on that later on. But yeah, he was a tricky customer.
Yeah, very, very. And you had a couple more fights at the Epic, and you went on to fight later on was in Mayfair in London, a big event. How do you feel the pressure of fighting over there?
Like I say, that's a big money place down in London like that. I mean, so that's lovely to be with. There were some big names over there as well in the crowd. So there was a little bit of pressure on me. I had to put a performance on to make sure these guys remembered me.
And you did with another stoppage.
Yeah, that was a good fight. That was, yeah. I took that at a week's notice.
Really?
Yeah, so that was nice.
Could you talk us through that stoppage for people who hadn't seen it?
Yeah, it was like I said. The guy cut me in like the first 25 seconds. So I had a cut in the first round. I think because I took the fight at short notice, just to get me on the show. It was only a 4-rounder. It's like and I was like, no, I can't be getting cut. And then like I say, I had like. I woke up a little bit as such, and then I thought, right, I've got to start stepping on there. Can't let him get no more success. And I caught him with a backhand, and that put him down. So I was happy about that. And then the ref stopped it. So I was relieved more than excited that I won. I was thinking, thank God that I finished early, because the cut was a bad little cut.
Yeah. Because is that the first time you've been cut as a pro?
No, I think I've been cut. I've been cut like three times now.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not too bad though.
Yeah. Let's say, and obviously there's a massive buzz after that fight that we're going to bring the IBF Youth Welterweight title to Norwich, and a lot of people thought it was never going to happen, and it did. And could you talk about the buzz around town for that?
Yeah, that was brilliant. I mean, it was incredible. I mean, the paper coverage I had, everything from. I had people coming up to me who I've never even met before, talking to me and asking me about when am I fighting, and recognising me, and that was to have that was brilliant. I mean, it was that's why you get into boxing, and that's why you want to be successful, to get people to recognise you and do them sort of things. I mean, I was going to schools, and they were the kids remember me from years ago, and that's the sort of thing I wanted. That was brilliant.
Yeah, because you got to take your hat off to Mervyn Turner at the Shamrock, bringing a title like that to Norwich, and you got to appreciate his work, haven't you?
That's a massive risk. I mean, because it's not cheap to bring them sort of titles to anywhere. That's not cheap. They cost money. I mean, everything costs money. The judges, I had to have different judges. I had to have different refs to everyone else. So like I said, they're not cheap. They have to be paid for. And look, I can't thank the fans and my supporters and my family, everyone who come to that and bought tickets off myself to make that fight happen. Because if it weren't for them, that fight would not have happened. Yeah,
what's it like fighting at the halls? Because it's obviously a little venue, but it's a brilliant atmosphere, isn't it?
Yeah, like I've had that one time. I've only boxed there once, but yeah, I mean, it was packed and it was brilliant. I mean, I couldn't ask for that title. I couldn't ask for a better place.
Yeah, and obviously you got the great stoppage win in the end, and. Obviously, after that, were you looking to defend that title, or was you moving on to bigger things?
No, we was gonna have one defence of it and then move on, but that didn't happen in the end. Yeah,
because it's obviously it's dark days of your injury and all that. But could you just talk us through the injury? Because obviously you were holding that for a while, weren't you, Nath?
Yeah, I mean, I had this injury since I was 19. So before I even turned pro, I had it, and I was going through all these fights. I mean, I got 17-0 with basically one hand, and we hurt it in the last fight for the IBF, and we thought we'll be fine. We've got through it before we get through it again. We got some sparring in to get ready for the next fight. Yeah. And I broke it again in sparring. I was like, and it was that just took its toll, and I had to go to I had to go to hospital and get referred to the specialist from Manchester to see if we can really get it sorted, because it was one of them things to retire or keep going or whatever. It was one of them things. It was a big moment of my career then, because that could have come to a massive stop.
Yeah, of course. And so doing them dark year at the ring, were you working on other areas? Obviously you couldn't use the hand.
For the first 3 months I was still in the gym, done obviously everything not with the right hand. And then I had the operation, but I had a bone graft on the hip, so I couldn't move for a few weeks. So I had to. I think I was about a month where I couldn't run, do nothing, that sort of stuff. And then I went straight back into the gym, started running. about 2 months later, and I haven't stopped since.
Yeah, obviously it's a stupid question, but how long are we looking for you get back in the ring?
I will be on the next show.
Really? Oh.
I will be on the next show, without a doubt.
That's great to hear, Nate.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm looking forward to seeing the boys tonight, but I can't wait until it's my time.
Yeah, it's great, because obviously at the time you had won the title, and there's a lot of buzz about you, and people were talking British titles. Do you think that's the level you were at the time?
Yeah, I mean, like I say, I'll fight anyone. Light welterweight, I will fight anyone. That's what I want. I want to be in big fights. Obviously, I'm not there at the minute because I've had 13 months out at the moment.
Yeah.
Like I say, I'll get a nice warm-up fight. Hopefully, all my tools will be nice. No injuries again. And then I'll be happily to move on to whatever Graham puts in front of me.
Yep, we can't wait for them days. Just recapping a little bit of the past. The prize fight tonight.
Yeah, that was good. That was a good experience for myself. I mean, I never expected to get into the prize fighters and box. That was never in my head to think that. It was just the experience of being around these sort of people, and the setup was just a different class. But it was an experience. I mean, it was alright. It was good.
Were you a reserve on the night, were you?
Yes, yeah.
So there's a question that came across is obviously one of the fighters collapsed in the ring, didn't he, after winning?
Yeah, Eric Oshang.
Yeah, the Eagle.
Yeah.
Was there no chance of a reserve coming in then? Because obviously the other fighter had already lost, hadn't he?
Well, the guy behind the scenes come into the change room, said get changed, get bandaged up. We're now going to come in for the interview. So it was like, oh, okay, because you have to flip a coin.
Yeah.
See me and the other guy. So I was like, okay, cool. So it started to feel, are we going to get our shot? But then I can remember, because I'd done a little bit of research beforehand, obviously, and I can remember that the other guy, if he's fit, he can still go in.
Right.
The loser. And I thought, well, this ain't right. What's going on? But then, obviously, we went outside, and the other guy who lost, Gallagher, he was getting checked over, and the doctor gave him the all clear. But I think that was a bit wrong, to be honest, because Gallagher got dropped in that fight, and he wasn't 100%. So that was a dark period there. I mean, I think that was a little bit of a funny situation.
Yeah, from the fans' perspective, if you lose, didn't you? In
a way, yes. I mean, like, if you're still fit, I mean, but he had a very hard fight. Like I say, the guy got dropped. He wasn't fit. He wasn't in a good place. So I think maybe we should have used the reserve that day, and maybe who knows if I would have got the option, or if I would have won the touring cost or him. I mean, who knows where I'd have been now? Exactly. It's one of them things, isn't it? That's it. Everything happens for a reason.
Exactly. Just obviously had Johnny Coyle and Egerton. That's a really good prize fight that night, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, the welterweights and light welterweights in Britain is the weight to be in at the moment. The category is absolutely on fire. So I'm glad to be a part of light welterweights. Yeah, because
another question we came across is you got a choice of being a welterweight or a light welterweight, and you put the harder option, should we say? Because there's a lot more harder fights in the light welterweight.
Yeah, I mean, light welterweight. I'm not a big welter. I mean, like I say, I have to train hard and I have to diet good to make the weight, like every other boxer do. If you want to be the best, you've got to sacrifice and get down to the weight. And yeah, I mean, I can't wait to get in the mix with them light welterweights. There's some great fights out there. I just can't wait to get involved in them. Yeah, did you catch the fight between Hibbert and Martin? Yeah, I had a cheeky bet on Hibbert to win by KO. So
did you really?
I was happy about that.
Yeah, you're not the only person with that one.
Yeah, that's it. But fair play to Tommy. I mean, he's not a light welterweight. He should have gone down to lightweight. Yeah. But it's one of them things. I mean, he put on a good fight for 11 rounds, and then it took its toll. The weight took its toll, and the experience took its toll as well. Yeah, because a couple more big fights coming up in the light welterweights. We've got, obviously, for the British title, we've got Nurse versus Lennon. How do you see that fight going? That's a cracking fight, that. Yeah, it's a good one. I'll tell you the fight at the minute is that Catterall versus Joe Hughes.
Joe Hughes, yeah.
That's the fight. That's gonna be a barnstorm of that.
How do you see that going?
Well, you've got that's a toughie, because that Joe Hughes has beat 3 southpaws now on the trot.
Yeah,
unbeaten southpaws, and I mean, and he's done the job. With Catterall, I mean, he's the man to beat at the minute. He's number one. He's above Hibbert at the moment, in my eyes. So you'd have to go with Jack, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Yes, that's like you say, it's 50-50 and
That's it. Yeah, I think that's a proper 50-50. I mean, I remember Joe when I was in the England team when we went to Scotland together. I mean, the kid was a brute. Then he was a big, stocky puncher. I mean, he never had the style of an amateur. He was always a pro, come forward, big left hooks, big right hands. That's all he was. And when you're 12, 13 years old, he did overwhelm a lot of kids. And he's got that amateur pedigree where he's been about.
Yeah, so it's good to see the big fights being made, isn't it?
Oh, that just gives me that little bit of excitement there. I think it can happen for me as well. I mean, if they're going to fight each other, why can't I know why can they fight for them?
Exactly. And obviously got Ricky Boyer, and he's coming back into the mix, and your name has been linked with him many a times over the years, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to fight. Like I said, I'd love to be in big fights. I think that could be a fight that could be made. I mean, he's now with Hennessy. I mean, that could happen. Why can't it happen? But he wants, like, he needs to rebuild now. See, I just want one more fight, and I want to go on to bigger things. He needs a couple of fights. His confidence is ripped to shreds at the minute. So he's got to come back. But he's a good fighter. I mean, he can definitely mix it, but we'll see what happens. Yeah,
like I say, I've got some massive names in the division, and I'm looking forward to them days. But we've got a block of questions here for you, Nathan.
Yeah.
Say, your style, is there anything you've mimicked of other people or stole a little bit? I know you like switch hitting and all that. You love doing that, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, I like to be slick. I don't like to. I don't know. That's one of them styles where you think I want to be flamboyant. I want to show off. I want to show off how good I am. It's not like I want to be a brawler and have all this one punch knockout. That's not me. I'm not a one punch knockout. I'm a slickster, and I want to come out unscathed. So no, I don't think I've copied anyone. I think that's my own little thing.
Yeah, because I see I'm getting the Dufek fight that you could fight really well on the inside as well, and people don't really appreciate that.
No, well, see, I haven't shown anyone what I can really do yet, because I've only had one hand.
Yeah, of course.
So my next fight, when I do come back, it's gonna be massive pressure, because everyone's expecting me to see me with two hands and think, if he could do that with one hand, what can he do with two? So I've really got to put on a show for my comeback fight and show everyone that I am the real deal, to be fair.
Yeah, you put some extra pressure on your own shoulders, didn't you?
Yeah, that's what I want. I mean, pressure make diamonds.
Yeah, well said. I'll say, what would be the dream venue for you to fight at?
Like I say, I'd love to be at Carrow Road.
Yeah.
I mean, from me being a Norwich lad, Carrow Road is the one. I mean, that would be brilliant. But like I say, wherever the fights are, I'd love to fight anywhere.
Yeah. So there's a lot of talk of being obviously Liam Walsh bringing a world title back to Carrow Road. That'd be lovely, wouldn't it?
That'd be brilliant. I mean, that's what it's all about. I mean, he's ready for that. Like I say, he'll have a couple of warm ups, get his eliminator, and then why not? I can't see a problem. Well, I can't see why there can't be a big show in Carrow Road. Yeah,
brilliant. I say, as a kid, did you follow any boxers?
So, this is weird because I'm not the biggest boxing fan.
Don't worry, I'll come across it myself, mate. Don't worry.
I'm not. Like I say, I wouldn't say. No, I didn't. There was not anyone. Think, it's not. I'm not a fan. I don't really watch it. I don't really watch boxing.
Really?
Yeah, people look at it and think you're stupid, but I don't. I mean, if there's a big fight on, I will watch it, but I wouldn't come out of my way to think, gotta watch this fight.
Oh, that's surprising, that is. When it comes to like the big fights and it comes to like strategies and things like that, was that something you sit down with Graham, or was that totally up to Graham and other people?
Look, Graham always says, look, if there's any footage on, just check them out with that sort of stuff. But I always like to expect the unexpected in the ring. I always, because they're not fighting me. If I'm watching them, they're not fighting me. I'm a different character to everyone else. So I don't know how they're going to react against me. So I never judge and think that's how he's going to come out. I never do that. I like to wait for that unexpected and see what actually is going to happen.
Yeah, brilliant. Say that the English, the British, and the Commonwealth titles, the domestic ones, they were the titles you always dreamed of winning?
Well, obviously now, so they are the. Obviously, I want to get to the top, win titles, and make some money for my family. Obviously, that sort of thing. We'll see. I mean, I want to. I mean, I want to fight everyone. Like, if they got the title and it makes sense for money wise, I mean, why can't I?
Yeah, brilliant, mate. Let's say I obviously moved on to March 4th tonight, big card in Norwich. Is it hard for you? Obviously, you've touched on it yourself. Is it hard for you being there without fighting?
I don't like it, but I'm not. I mean, that'd be strange if I did enjoy it, because that means I'm not in love with the sport. It means I love boxing. I love being a boxer, and I love being in that ring, showcasing my skills. But I know these lads. I've been with them all camp, Billy and that. I've been with him, and they've really put in the work. So I'm looking forward to them for getting their victories, and putting their work in. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, because it sounds a little bit the same weight as you, like Alan Rattit and Ryan Frost. Can you tell us a little bit about them making their debuts tonight?
I mean, that's brilliant. I mean, I've got two welterweights for my sparring when I do come back. I mean, yeah. I can't ask for better. I mean, I've done a few rounds with Alan, and he's a great guy. I mean, he come in the sport late, but what a fast learner he is. And I mean, he's going to come in and put on a real show. He's got great support coming. I think I've seen on Facebook today. I mean, it's going to be. He's going to put on a really good show. He's fit as a fiddle. I mean, just hopefully he reacts well to the pressure.
Yeah, that's the main thing, isn't it?
That is. I mean,
we don't find out till the night, do we?
No, that's it. I mean, you can do 100 round sparring, but when you get under them lights, that's a different category there.
Yeah, exactly, mate. And say on world news, what did you think about Amir Khan stepping up to fight Saul Alvarez? It's a bit of a shock, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's brilliant. No, I mean, fair play to Khan for doing that. I mean, that's so. Like I said, that's made of millions. I mean, that, and when you get to that level, that's what it's all about. So I'm buzzing for the fight, me. I think that's going to be a cracker.
Can you see Khan doing it?
I'd like to. I would like to see him do it. I mean, to be fair, he's got the style to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
But I don't know if he's got the fitness or the like say the chin. I don't know because the people say he hasn't got a chin, but you sure he had a chin against Maidana. So
exactly. You
can't take that away from him. I mean, Maidana's knocked a few guys out, a few good high-class people out, and he didn't do it to Khan, so he has got some sort of chin.
Yeah, exactly. So I think he can do what Mayweather done. He's not as good as Mayweather, but
yeah, he's got the style to do it, like I say. But in boxing, though, it takes one punch, don't it? But at any weight, if you hit him right, they go over. Yeah,
because you said at the start, so you're 17-0. Is it important to you to be unbeaten? Is that something that you could live without if it did come to that?
See, it's a weird. Boxing's a funny thing because I've still got my O. That O, as they say, people don't want to fight you because they don't know what you can do.
Yeah.
Because you've won every fight, but if you do get a loss or a draw, you do get a few more opportunities come your way because you've been beaten. I haven't been beaten yet, and that's one of the things people don't like that.
Yeah, exactly. And do you think, like, obviously you said you had a young child, would you advise your son going into boxing?
To be fair, he loves it. He do love it. But no, if he wants to do it, he can do it. But I'd rather him to be a footballer or something like that. I mean, let him do something a little bit more where he can earn a lot of money at it.
Yeah, exactly. Have you looked at yourself? Have you been a full professional this whole time with no other jobs?
My early days, I used to work in a factory when I used to do like not nights, but I used to work at like 3 o'clock in the morning till 10, and then I used to go training at 12. I'd done that for about 2 years, but that was enough for me.
Yeah,
I couldn't go on.
Yeah, because I do you see certain pros that they have to work a day job as well, and I do feel for them a bit. We have to struggle.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard even for full time. It's hard. I mean, because like I said, I haven't made box for 13 months, and I haven't been paid for 13 months.
Yeah,
and that's just a lot of people don't understand. I mean, I've had some sponsorship come in, what's helped me for the last year, and they've been brilliant. It's really, like I say, it's been brilliant, but it's hard out there.
Yeah, of course.
It's really hard.
Yeah, like I say, I appreciate giving it your time today, and Nathan, and I can't wait to see the show tonight, and we'll see you there.
Yeah, I'll see you later tonight. Yeah, it's all good.
And we'll catch up with you coming up soon to break some news about your fight coming up.
100%. That's gonna be big.
Yeah, and I can't wait for that, Nathan, and catch you soon, mate.
Yes, we'll do, buddy.
All right, appreciate your time. Bye, mate.
Worries. Okay, bye.